tricky pronunciations, tongue twisters. Practice 1.
The Tan Man. A fashionably tan man sat casually at a bat stand, lashing a handful of practice bats. The manager, a crabby old bag of bones, passed by and laughed. "You're about average, Jack. Can't you lash faster than that?" Jack had had enough, so he clambered to his feet and lashed bats faster than any man had ever lashed bats. As a matter of fact, he lashed bats so fast that he seemed to dance. The manager was aghast. "Jack, you're a master bat lasher," he gasped. Satisfied at last, Jack sat back and never lashed another bat.
Practice 2. The sound of TH.
The players took a breather before going further. Seething with anger, the customer went to the manager to complain. A wordy, senseless composition is not worthy of any prize. They came during the day. Foams of lather overflowed down the ladder. Write down everything you spend for a month. Cut back on things you don't need and start saving money. "I think you're doing a great job." The customer was threatening to cut his subscription. I called 911 after I saw thick smoke coming from the bank's attic. The throng of thermometers. The throng of thermometers from the Thuringian thermometer folks arrived on Thursday. There were 1,033 thick thermometers, though, instead of 1,036 thin thermometers, which was 3 thermometers fewer than the 1,036 we were expecting, not to mention that they were thick ones rather than thin ones. We thoroughly thought that we had ordered 1,036, not 1,033 thermometers, and asked the Thuringian thermometer folks to reship the thermometers. Thin, not thick. They apologized for sending only 1,033 thermometers rather than 1,036 and promised to replace the thick thermometers with thin thermometers.
Practice 3. Sentences and paragraphs.
Suffering from extreme pain, Patty skipped supper. The fool jumped into the empty pool. Please pull the full sack of rice. After successfully completing several laps in the pool, the swimmer laughed until he coughed. The neighborhood test was delayed by a swarm of infectious pests. A clever mind reveals an active personality. We have reviewed every page of the Civil Code. You need a visa to visit the U.S. It is best to protect our customers' personal information. It is important to emphasize the benefits of the product to customers. The balance is always indicated in the bank statement. Mr. Bill Vale gave us a bird's eye view of the situation. The success achieved by Val in his business is beyond measure. Save the voucher for big discounts. He devoted his time to various community services. Barbara ventured into the vending business.
Practice 4.
People who pick peas weekly seem to need to appear deep in order to be distinguished from mere pea pickers. Peter, a champion pea picker, thought he'd be even neater if he were the deepest pea picker in Peoria, Phoenix, and New Zealand. On his peak pea picking week, though, Peter, a pea picker's peel picker, realized that his was not deep. This is not easy for a pea picker to admit, and it pitched Peter into a pit of picking despair. He was pitiful for 3 weeks, and then lifted himself to hitherto unrevealed personal peaks.